Alright, so normally in your project you would have the entire map of the game inside one scene, right? Which makes it really simple to do stuff, but it poses a few problems when you're working on big open worldish games like our current plan for Conundrum at Crystal Cove. So imagine your player's down here, right? And it's looking around this area. Because you have the entire scene in one, the entire map in one scene, right? Your Unity will still be doing all the calculations for some random stuff over here when it's not needed, and it's going to cause your game to run at 2 FPS and basically run like Yandere Simulator. So, to combat this, you use a world streamer. So this is the current map I have. Think of this is just a small scale demo. Just think of this section over here as one part of the city, and this section over here as another part of the city, and there's like something in between them, or some type of obstruction, or they're just really far apart. So instead of having this all in one scene, excuse this, I've split this section into one scene, this section into one scene, and this section into another scene, and I have the player and the lighting in this scene. You could split this up further if you need to, but if I run this scene, I have the world streamer that I created right here. If I run this, you see that it. Let me just get this view nice so it'll be good for the demo. And okay, so here's our player walking around in this area. And let me just fix the lighting. So here's our player walking around in this area for the map, right? So there's no point in rendering the section that was over here because it's not visible to the player, and there's an obstruction anyway. So the game starts off in this scene, right? And you can do whatever you want here. It's all nice and fluid, 60 FPS, everything's nice. But once you walk up, if you look over here, I have these green and purple things. Once I walk up to one of them, you can see once I get close enough, it loads the other section here. So if the player were to go up here, it seamlessly has this and this on both sides. And if I were to walk down here far enough, it would deload the previous scene there. So the game still runs nice and optimized, but still has 60 FPS. Okay, so alright, let me just get back here. So in this, you can see that there's the base scene, which is just where the player and the lighting is. There's the bridge, which was just this thing over here. And we have scene 2, which was this section over here. Inside scene 2, I have a unload and a load portal, which I've created. So this thing with the purple thing is called a load portal. You can get it from a prefab. And you just select it, and then you type in what scene you want it to load once you hit it. And here's an unload portal. So it's pretty obvious. If you touch this, if scene 1 is loaded, it's got to unload it. So the reason that you have two separate things on each side is so when you're here, both scenes will be loaded, while when you're down here, only one of the scenes will be loaded plus this bridge scene. So let me just demo this again. So once this is the unload, so nothing happens when I touch this because scene 1 isn't loaded. But when I touch this load scene, once I touch this, it loads in the next scene asynchronously, which means it does it in the background and it doesn't freeze up your game. It does it on a background thread because this Unity game is multi-threaded. So when you're up here, all 3 scenes are loaded, which is quite nice. And if there was some other scene over there, it wouldn't be loaded because it'll be blocked off, or however you set up this door portal system. Once you get down here, I hit the purple one, but nothing happens because scene 2 has already been loaded. But when I hit this green one, which is the unload, it unloads the scene. And yeah, that's basically how it works and how we're going to optimize this game. Alright.